Years passed, and Reezer's dominion expanded, not through blind conquest, but through liberation. Monsters who had long been hunted and enslaved by humans found refuge within his obsidian-walled citadel, Nixhall, built atop the ruins of the final battlefield where Kale had been betrayed. Under Reezer's rule, order was restored. Villages flourished, crops grew under enchanted moonlight, and war-hardened beasts learned peace. But the world above feared what they could not understand. The human kingdoms, now fractured and corrupted, saw Reezer's rise as an existential threat. They still remembered Kale's power, and in their delusion, they believed they had defeated him once. They believed they could do it again. She was taught to believe the demon lord was pure evil, sanctum, but destiny has a strange sense of irony. Saran. When Saran's battalion was ambushed by rogue monsters outside the human borders, it was Reezer himself who intervened, not to kill, but to protect. Why would a demon lord save humans? She asked through bloodied lips, staring at the towering figure who once was Kale. Reezer looked down at her, voice like distant thunder. Because I remember what I was before you turned me into this. Saran began to question everything she'd been taught. That night, while recovering in Nixhall, she found an ancient mural hidden in Reezer's palace. It showed a golden-haired knight, Kale, standing between monsters and humans, arms outstretched in peace. The truth dawned like lightning in her soul. The hero had been murdered by his own kind. But as Saran uncovered the past, the world above declared all-out war. The new pope, a twisted zealot named Valdros, announced a crusade. The demon lord must die, for he is the cursed soul of the traitor Kale, returned from hell to finish what he started. Reezer prepared for war, not to conquer, but to survive. As armies marched and skies darkened, something awakened in Reezer, a divine spark that had never left him. The god who once chose him whispered once more, "You still have a choice. Will you destroy them or redeem them?" Reezer stood on the edge of the abyss, torn between vengeance and salvation. And at the heart of the coming storm stood Saran, now a bridge between the world that betrayed him and the world that needed him. The final war was no longer about monsters versus humans. It was about truth versus lies, justice versus fear, and whether a fallen hero could still save a world that killed him.